Hi, I'm John Belber, and I'm here at Holly Hill Farm in Cohasset, and underneath my mask, I'd love to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. Even though there's a major pandemic going on, we've got a lot of plants growing, a lot of produce in the fields. I'm standing in front of the main barn, which was open for commerce this past weekend. We are growing plants and seedlings that we're going to have available coming up later this week online, so that people can order and get excited about planting and growing. The produce that is growing in the fields is also going to be available online, so we are continuing to grow and produce. I want to show you a little bit today also about making some compost and planting some plants. So thanks for virtually coming to Holly Hill Farm, and we hope to be able to welcome you in person soon. So I've got some vegetable scraps that I've collected from one of our resident customers who defers their trash into a bucket that I can collect, and they are happy to have us turn these wonderful onion skins and eggshells and vegetable peelings into compost. So let's go make some compost. It is Earth Day after all. So here we are at the compost area, our educational compost. When schools come on field trips or we do workshops here, this is one small way that we can make compost. Here's one of our buckets that we collect, about 1,000 pounds a week of compost food scraps that go into our Add Here pile. Add, thank you Levante for building these bins several years ago. There's the yucky old food scraps that are ready for compost. To add, we need 3 parts carbon to go with that 1 part of the nitrogen. So here, with the wheelbarrow, I've already planned out 3 carbons to go with that 1 nitrogen of food scrap. Then, ideally, the worms and the activity that needs to happen benefits from the turning and the mixing of those carbons and those nitrogens, so that the compost can begin to break down and we can get our goal of a finished product. That pile is cooking. This pile is finished. Let me show you here. Having been turned and mixed already is a beautiful example of worm-created, microbiologically rich, healthy compost. We could sift that, we could put it onto our gardens and help our plants to grow. So here we've got some compost material ready to be sifted. John Canetta and others have helped us build a wonderful sifter here, so you can see all the beautiful work of the worms and the thousands and millions of microorganisms that are in here working. And so what will fall through, not a produce sticker, is good, healthy compost ready to enrich the soil and help our plants to grow. Okay, so it's Earth Day, 50th anniversary, 50-year anniversary, and we've got some kale to plant. It's a great crop that's going to help us throughout the season. I've got our finished compost I'm going to add right into the bed, and absolutely right there, ready to go. And here is a kale seedling. There's actually 2 here, so I'm going to tease them apart so they have their space, so they have their social distance from each other, and I can heel in 3 happy kale plants, 1, 2, and a 3rd, each distance from each other with happy, healthy compost. Soil is moist, ready to grow, chance of rain tonight. Happy Earth Day, happy growing. So here we are in our wonderful propagation house, our greenhouse, with farmers working at a distance from each other to cultivate, grow from seed over 40,000 seedlings, flowers, vegetables, fruits, and herbs. I'm here nearby to Jasmine Callahan, who is working hard on making sure to up-pot and take from their seed tray little seedlings into a bigger pot so they can then continue their growth and maturation and produce beautiful flowers. Jasmine, just quickly to interrupt, what plant are you up-potting for future growth?
Tithonia Mexican sunflower.
Tithonia Mexican sunflower. That's going to be terrific. It's going to adorn the barn. It could adorn your garden. It's a plant here in our greenhouse, one of many, getting set to grow, and as we move towards spring.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm the farm manager, well, one of the farm managers. I'm Derek. I'm also a farm manager here at Holly Hill.
And we are getting this field, which we call the farmhouse garden, ready for the spring. And Derek is going to show you a technique that we use called broad forking. And what we are doing here is we are sort of loosening up the soil after a winter of snow. Well, we didn't get too much this winter, but rain, and the soil can just get a little bit compacted on the surface. And then what broad forking also does is that it allows the top layer of soil that we've added compost to go into the deeper parts of our soil structure, so that we have a really nice top layer of soil that is great for planting and unlocks nutrients for the plants that we are going to be putting in here. And this technique is great for the environment because we aren't destroying the soil. So by using the broad fork in this technique, we are leaving the soil structure intact and all of the fungal networks that exist in this beautiful earth. And that is one of the primary principles of no-till agriculture, which we practice here on Holly Hill Farm. And the great thing about this type of agriculture is that in producing food for our amazing customers, we are also sequestering carbon back into the soil. So with a traditional farming model of tilling and using a tractor, you're actually unlocking carbon that is deep in the soil. And with this method that more and more farms are adopting, we're actually bringing the carbon from the atmosphere back into the soil, which is obviously great as we combat climate change. So this spring we are transitioning this area of the farm into a perennial garden.
Ooh.
So we're going to have a lot of great culinary herbs, a few additions to our flower bouquets, and then also a bit of vegetable crops that we couldn't fit in the main growing fields. But this plot in particular is a bit shady in the summer, so herbs will thrive a bit better than the heat-loving crops that we grow in our other fields.
And is that some cover crop that's left over from the winter that I see there?
That is just crop residue that we left over the winter to prevent erosion from occurring. So we do that all over the farm. If there's a crop that is growing well into the fall and we don't have time to remove it, it actually serves a great purpose, where its roots will hold onto the soil and keep it in place during the winter.
Hi, good morning. The chickens are out celebrating Earth Day today. They're out every day. I'm going to give them a little bit of decomposing leaves just to add to their area for digging and scratching. We hope you have a chance to come by safely, socially distant, to visit with the animals and see what they're up to. Good morning. It's April 22nd, 2020. It's Earth Day. And every day here at Holly Hill Farm, we celebrate the Earth. And today is a chance for you to celebrate with us, to perhaps go outside safely. You see I'm wearing my mask for social distancing. To go outside and see if you can notice the birds. See if you can hear a bits of nature, see growth happening. At Holly Hill Farm, we're surrounded by beautiful woods and farm fields. And I'd like to share, if I may briefly, short poems with you to celebrate the earth, as I hope you have a chance to do today and every day. In Time of Silver Rain by Langston Hughes. In time of silver rain, the earth puts forth new life again. Green grasses grow and flowers lift their heads, and over all the plain the wonder spreads of life, of life, of life. In time of silver rain, the butterflies lift silken wings to catch a rainbow cry, and trees put forth new leaves to sing in joy beneath the sky. As down the roadway, passing boys and girls go singing too, in time of silver rain, when spring and life are new. There are many poems, there are many things that you can do to celebrate and stop and observe. Happy spring, happy Earth Day. Thank you.